Well, hi folks, now you're very welcome back to another Celtic Links tutorial, and today we're looking at a hornpipe called the Boys of Bluehill. The Boys of Bluehill hornpipe is probably best suited to someone who's already playing the accordion for a while, maybe at the improver or intermediate level. But as usual in the tutorial, we'll look at the right hand, the left hand separately, demonstrating those. We'll demonstrate putting both hands together. And of course, we'll also have a look at the suggested fingering, dynamics and articulation as well. And don't forget, if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe and leave a comment below. So just before we get on with the tutorial, just to say that this piece is in the key of D major, and a very good point to pick up, and it's always be thinking of the scale that your piece is written in. So as it's written in the key of D major, we've got an idea just to have a look quickly at the scale of D major. And as I play the scale of D major on the accordion, you will notice that I have two black notes, an F sharp and a C sharp. So just to present it, and this also gets my hand formed for the key I'm going to be performing in. So I have my D, and just very quickly, D, E, F sharp, thumb, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and back down. I mean, playing scales and all is a chat for another day in itself, because 99% of music is all scale related. But it's very good that you might just have a play at the scale before you get into the piece of music, and it'll help you realize that there are two black notes, the F sharp and the C sharp, in the tune. So if we look at the music, as I said, this is a hornpipe, and the first thing you will see that the hornpipe is littered with what we call dotted rhythm. Now some people might say, Jerry, oh well, what is dotted rhythm? So just very briefly, if you compare it to a reel, because the hornpipe now is written in 4/4 time, and so is a reel. But whereas in a reel, you get the sort of rhythm of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and if you watch my hand there, in the hornpipe, you're going to get a rhythm like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I was to tap that out of my accordion, the rhythm on the hornpipe we're looking for is this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, so once you get that, trust me, you'll have the whole, you're kind of looking for this sort of da-dum, da-dum, this sort of jerky rhythm, which makes the flavour of this dance itself. And that's why people, I think, are drawn to it. Okay, well done on sticking with us so far. So let's dig into the tutorial. And what I'm going to do in the tutorial, I'm going to play it slowly, so you can get an idea of the fingering, the suggested fingering I have for the right hand, and I'll count as I go as well. Okay, and give a suggested of where my hand should be at any given time. So without further ado, let's look at the count. And the count, the music starts off on an upbeat, and we start on the 4th count. And of course I'm going to get my hand ready, and I realise there I'm starting on an F sharp and an A, and the F sharp is on 2 and the A is on 3. And I'll count myself in there very slowly: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Rest. Yeah, that's a crotchet for a full beat. Remember, 1 E and 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm on my E. I have my 4th finger here. Now bring my thumb up. My hand is here. Bring my thumb up to get my T, because remember, I need to go further up the keyboard. 4, and let me just stop there, because now I realise that my bellows is quite out a bit, and you might decide, oh well, I might want to go back in. So at this point, we can actually have the bellows going out for 2 bars, back in for 2, 2 and 2, as we get used to playing it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start those 2 bars again, and as we get through it, you'll get the idea of the counting in the field. So I'll just push my bellows in, and we go ahead, and this time we'll get through more bars of it. Okay, so count it in. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wait. 4, 1, 2, 3. Thumb up. 4. Now maybe bellows in now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 4. Wait. 4. And now what I have to do going to bar 5 now, I'm on my second finger on the B. I'm going to replace that with my fourth finger and play the same note and continue the tune on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and here we go. The second count of this bar is actually a triplet. Now we always have some little landmines around the place, but look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm going to bring my bellows in to finish it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and off. And we end on third count there. And I just bring my bellows in, and now I count all that through again for you, okay? So remember, as we play, we're looking for a long, short, long, short, long, short, all the way through the piece. There's only one little bit of an issue, and that's when you go to bar 6, and that has a triplet. And of course, a triplet feel is 1, 2, and on that count in bar 6, it will go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're back to your long, short, long, short. Let's get on and we'll finish out the first 8 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, triplet, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Now I think you're doing very well. So realizing that you're getting that sort of syncopated feel, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. We'll just move along now with the second 8 bars, and we realize that at the end of the tune we finish on the count of 3, and going into part B it starts on a little bit of a lead in to the second half. So I'll just get my hand ready. I finished up and finishing up on the music on the 8th bar. We had this 1, 2 and 3, and then to lead me in then to part B, I have the 2 notes, the F sharp and the G under here, 2 and 3, and that's 4 and here we go. Now remember, we're up here now, notes are getting a bit high, don't worry, we're on a high A here. So, and I have my 4th finger ready, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it might go out now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3. Lovely. Now I'm just going to pull my bellows in now, and we can do that again. Great. So just to start, play the part B again, the second 8 bars. Remember, I get my hand ready. These are the 2 notes, the F sharp here, the F sharp and the G, and I have the 2nd and the 3rd on it. And we can count it in 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're getting for long short. 1, 2, 3, delay in the crotchet. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I know I might go in my bellows because I've already 2 bars out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and wait. Change bellows direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, in we go. Finish off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, and hand off. And of course the actual music ends on the 3rd beat, because we've actually started the music on an upbeat. So when you add the 3 beats to the actual beginning of the upbeat they're starting, that gives you the 4 beats. Okay, great. So now let's move on to the left hand, the part that people love. So As I always said, just bear with it. But look, as we said, this tutorial is probably best suited to someone intermediate level. But there's lots to be learned from it. And if you're not at that level, you can learn by looking at this tutorial here. Okay, so as the tune is in the key of D major, the bass I'm going to be looking at and want for this tutorial, I want a G bass, I want a D bass, I want a D7 bass, I want an A bass, and I want a B minor bass. So I'm just going to quickly pick these out on the accordion. So my hand is on C. Next up to the C we know is G. Lovely, that's that there. Next up from the G is the D. And of course we play D and D major. And then of course then as I just push my hand out, D, D7. Lovely sound. So D, D major. Skip the D minor, go to your D7. Bring your fingers back in again. Go up and find your A bass, that's the A bass. So I want A and A major. And then of course I want, the other last bass I want is a B minor. So I go straight from through the E up to B and I play B. And it's playing, instead of playing the B major, I play B minor. And they're all the basses I want. And remember, we will come back to talking about different fingers you use for the bass. You will notice that I'm using 3 and 2, which pretty much is what people use. But if you find that you're playing the accordion already and you're probably using 4 and 3, absolutely nothing wrong with doing that as well. You use 4 and 3, but I tend to use 3 and 2, which I think is probably what they use around the world. But that's a conversation for another day. So on starting off, I'm going to locate my D, because I'll be starting with D bass. And remember, for the start in, there's an upbeat. There's no bass required for the first 2 lead-in notes. So we'll just start on the first bar, okay? So 1 at the 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 to your A, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, B minor, 1, 2. Now here's the problem, all the way down to your G. Pull my actually bellows in now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. Now, a trick I was always told by my teacher was to sing the tune when you're playing the left hand. It's something for another day we'll come back, but it helped me so immensely because I was always saying, what bass is next? What bass is next? And you know, as a musician, you have to know what's coming next. And so really by lilting the tune to myself helped me get the bass. I might just do that again because it helped me so much in my life and learning the accordion. And then the tune in my ear helped me to learn, where was the gap I needed to get to for the next bass, if you understand what I'm getting at. So let me try that again. And also you probably noticed that I probably put the bellows out, because I'm only playing the left hand, I went 4 bars out, 4 bars in, 4 bars out, and 4 bars in for the actual bass. So what I'll probably do now is I'll play the whole tune through the left hand. I might sing it a bit as well, calling out the bass. So I'll play them, but I'll stop here and there when I have to move from one point to another point, just so you can, those who are only learning these basses might learn something from the tutorial as well. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Da da dum da 2 3, 4 1 2 to your A, 4 1 2 3 4 B minor, 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 to your A, 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 and 3, 4 1 and 2 to your D7, down to your G, then goes to A, down to D, goes to A, goes to B minor, and to your G, your D, good, you're keeping with it, well done, to your G, and goes to your A, and to your D, and a bass, just, you can play A7 here if you want instead of the A, lovely, down to your G, A, and D. And that pretty much is all your basses that you will need for this tune. So the best of luck with that. So here we go, hands together. Now it's great you're with me so far. So we'll just dig in. And remember, we'll start on the 4th count. The 4th count now is 4. Doesn't need any bass on it, but I'm just going to get my left hand sorted out. And we might go for 2 bars out and 2 bars in. Right, so my D is on my bass. I get my left hand, my right hand, left hand is sorted, my right hand here, I might tune at the F sharp name. So, and we'll take it very slowly, of course. 1, 2, 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 8, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and we go out, 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, 3, 4, a in, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, and 3. Lovely, very good. Now I'll just backtrack over that again. So at this point, because I'm trying to put the right hand and the left hand, I'm not too worried about the dynamics, maybe the articulation. That can come in later. Remember, it's a lot. 50% of your brain now is only putting the right hand down, and 50% when you're playing the hand separately at 100%. So there's a lot of concentration needed. But when you're putting it together, just remember the long, short, da, 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 that needed for the right hand, where the left hand is coming 1 on the beat, 3, 4. So we go again. I'll start, my bellows is in, I get my D location here for my bass, my right hand is set up for my F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a in, a 2, a 3, a 4, B minor, 1, a 2, a 3, 4, out you go, 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, 3, 4, a in, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, and 3, 4, a 1, a 2, D7, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, in, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, out, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, to your A, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, and 3, and off. Lovely. Very good. Now, so if you kind of work on that, that'll be great just in putting the actual two hands together. Remember, you're trying to make sure that the right hand sings out over your left hand, and that your left hand, when you're playing the bass, that you don't get 1 and 1, 2. You really want 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So keeping the left hand nice and snappy. I'll play it again now, and I'll just give some references to maybe somewhere I might play the tune a bit more legato, as having it all maybe a bit too staccato on the right hand. Remember, this is all a layering process. You have your right hand to learn left hand fingering, putting both hands together, and then you're looking at articulation and all that sort of things and dynamics. You can't generally get that all done in the one lesson, but I'm sure we'll give you some pointers now on this. So let me just play through the whole piece again, and I'll just call it what I'm actually doing in order to make it a bit more, maybe put a bit of a shine on the tune. It's okay. 1, 2, 3. 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, and 3. You might say, what did you do different there, Jerry? Because it's not like 4, a 1, a 2, a 3. I realise I still need this da-dum feel, because that's the hornpipe. But I still maybe want to make this tune a bit more legato on the right without making my bass more legato. So I want to try and get this sort of a sense of a sheen on the right hand to bring the notes maybe more together. And I'm doing this for a 1, a 2. I'm for a 1, a 2, a 3. I'm sort of more connecting the notes, but at the same time, I really do not want to over-connect it, and I really do not want to have this happening. All that sort of sound. So I'm kind of getting it from, as I've got the two hands together from this point, Jerry they might say, Jerry, I know I have the actual rhythm of it now. I know what you mean with a long, short, but it still maybe seems a bit hoppy. it's a good word, or disjuncted. And that might be because you're trying to put the two hands together. Maybe the right hand is a bit disjuncted, or maybe a bit too staccato, have that kind of a staccato effect. And you can lean on the notes, and bear in mind we will do all this in other lessons on the channel, but I might do something like this: 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, 4, a 1, a 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, and 3, 4, a 1, a 2, and 3, 4, a 1, a 2, and 3, 4. In you go. A 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, and 3. And there, I'm looking at a lot of things in that voice. I'm looking at making sure my right hand comes out over my left. I am putting a bit more legato onto my right hand while still remaining my left hand in a sort of detached form. And then I'm also looking maybe say to put some dynamics into it. But there are all sort of things we will come back to as we do more lessons. So wish you all the best for that, and happy practicing.